Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make this card that features several products from the Floral Romance Suite in the Occasions catalog. So first of all, a little confession to make. I love this suite, but I did not order the stamp set or framelits out of this suite. So what I focused on was the stuff down here. The specialty designer series paper and cardstock, the variegated ribbon, these cute little frosted embellishments, the romance seals, and this lace embossing folder. So I got all of these products and then I just used them with other stamp sets that I had. So this stamp set is the one that you see here. So Happy to Have You in My Life is part of the Amazing Life stamp set, which is 17 photopolymers, and this is also in the Occasions catalog. So I will get started here. This is Petal Pink designer paper, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, so this will be my card base. The embossing folder that I used here is called Dot to Dot, and this is on Fresh Fig cardstock. So I really like these two colors together, the Petal Pink and Fresh Fig. When it's embossed like this, I tend to use a little bit more adhesive just to make sure that it sticks well, because there's an inconsistent surface there with the embossing, and so I just want to make sure it sticks the way it should. So there's that layer. And then I have some of that really pretty variegated ribbon. So that's Petal Pink and White, and I just cut the ends to have the little, banner part there. And I'm going to lay that about there. And I just put the adhesive across the cardstock because it goes more smoothly than if I was to put it on the ribbon itself. And I can just press that down in, and most of this is going to be covered up by the next layer, but so there's some of that embossing that shows through, but you won't really notice it once you have this layer over it. So this is what I really want to focus on, is showing you how to make this layer here. And hopefully you can pick up on the shimmery white. This is shimmery white cardstock that I stamped and colored on, so hopefully the lighting is picking that up okay. So I have a piece of the shimmery white that is 3 by 3 3/4, and I'm going to take the Petal Pink ink pad and squeeze it together so that I get some ink on the lid like this. And then I'm going to take my aqua painter and just give it a squeeze. If you're not familiar, the aqua painter is just filled with water. So this unscrews right here and you just fill it up with water. So it's really easy to reuse. It's pretty much a paintbrush, but a more controlled setting. So I'm just going to do a watercolor wash on the background here, and I'm intentionally leaving some white space. So around the edges, oops, got a little fuzz in there. Around the edges on all 4 sides, I'm leaving some white space. And it's a very irregular border. I just want it to be some subtle color in the background. Now what's important is that before I do my next step, I let this dry. So it's okay that it's pretty wet. You can see that it's reflecting the light there because it's so wet, but you want to just set that aside to let it dry. So I'm going to do that and pull in one that I already had done that's already dry. So now I'm going to take that photopolymer image with my Fresh Fig ink. Oops. This, by the way, you just swipe until it's clear, and then it's good to go on a different color. So this I'm going to ink up. Sometimes with a bigger stamp, it's easier to go like this and tap the ink on to make sure you get good coverage before you stamp. The other thing I'm going to do, because this table is sometimes an inconsistent surface, I'm going to set my little piercing mat underneath, and that will give me some consistency when I stamp the image. And then you'll notice that there's some color in here in the word happy. So I'm going to show you how I did that. This time I took the Calypso Coral ink pad and squeezed it again to get some, ooh, this one already had a lot of ink on the lid. And this time I'm using a blender pen. So to do the watercolor wash, I did the aqua painter. To color in the letters, I'm doing a blender pen. So I will just pick up some of the ink here, and then I'm just going to add some color. I'm kind of being careful not to go like over the edges of the letter. So again, that's stamped with Fresh Fig. And that's not a permanent ink, that's just one of our regular classic inks. That's a dye-based ink. So that would potentially, if I went over it too much, kind of blend with my Calypso Coral color and, you know, kind of muddy that up a little bit. And so I want to keep that just the coral color, and so I'm just avoiding the lines there that are Fresh Fig. Just add a little bit more here. And same thing, just swipe it till it's clear. Even though the color is still on the tip, as long as it swipes clear, you are good to go on a new color. Okay, so then the last thing I'll do with this is add some Stampin' Dimensionals to the back. And on a piece this size, I would typically do one in each corner and one in the middle. And then peel off the backing. A little tip if you don't know it already, if you struggle to get the backing off, just go like that with your fingernail and you can see the edge just popped right up. And then this goes right on the center here. And then the last thing you might see here is one of those frosted flower embellishments. And they have adhesive on the back, so it's real easy to work with, and you can just stick it down like that. So it's just a quick and creative card using a few new products from the Occasions catalog. You can buy any of these products on my website at stampwithjodi.com. And remember, if it's during our celebration promotion, which ends on March 30th, you will get a free item from the celebration brochure for every $50 that you order. Have fun shopping!